How's it going, everyone? How's the video? How's the sound? How's everything? Give me a few more minutes while I prepare a few things here. Got my water bottle and a few little knickknacks here so that I can keep my fingers busy when I'm talking and whatnot. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys may have heard about a particular trailer that came out, right? You've heard the news. You've heard pretty much everything. I'm certain all of you guys have already seen what has to be seen, all that nonsense. I actually wasn't able to see it because I was busy all day. You know, I have this thing called a life. I have to go to work. I gotta do all these cubicle office stuff. Gotta get home, feed the family. This whole nonsense. You know what I mean? And I decided that for once I was gonna hold back on watching this trailer so that I could do a live reaction. You know what I mean? Um, it's painful having to deliberately not watch this trailer that is supposed to be hype inducing. I've had to avoid social media, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, the whole shebang. You know what I mean? Um, my brother saw it and he told me it looks pretty hype. He's not a real big PlatinumGames fan. He only watches me play the game, but he's telling me that from what he's seen, I might like it. And you know, who am I to say he's wrong, you know? um, well, so this is what I was thinking of doing today. Of course, I'm going to react to the video. I'll react along with you guys. Just please don't spoil anything for the time being. But as soon as I'm done watching the trailer, absolutely I will analyze the game. I'm pretty sure there's like gameplay videos to be there's gameplay shots here that needs to be seen. So I'm going to like look through it frame by frame. If you guys are expecting me to talk about the story, don't. I'm not really the theory story kind of guy. There's millions of other people out there that have probably done a better job talking about the story. You know, like if you guys want to, you could go follow Raccoon. He's pretty good at covering the story. I'm not good at that. As far as I know, my theory on this game's story is that Bayonetta is a pizza delivery woman, and she is tasked with delivering this pizza, and she's got 30 minutes to do it. Otherwise, she will be killed. That's what I think this is all about. I mean, think about it. That's my theory. Every time I bring it up, people think I'm being silly. But I mean, really think about it. In the very first trailer, Bayonetta gets cut in half. That's symbolism for slicing a pizza in half. I mean, it makes total sense to me. I mean, I'm 99% sure that that's what the story's going to be about. There is that 1% where you know, something about multiverse and Bayonetta having to meet up with another Bayonetta, and there's like Cereza and Pereza and all sorts of things going on, and there's like crazy action nonsense going on. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I could be 1% wrong. But yeah, I know there's some people that have started messaging me going, dude, I think you're gonna hate it because you're so harsh on Bayonetta, and I try not to be. I'm just really passionate about the series, and I just want good gameplay, you know? I don't care how different the franchise ends up, as long as it's fun, you know? I'm sure you all are going to love the game a lot. You don't need me to tell you that you should like the game or not. If you guys enjoy when it comes out, awesome. But what I do plan to do in the future is absolutely, when the game comes out, I will stream it. I heard it was coming out in October. I didn't get to check the date. I know it's coming out in October, and they told me that the trailer says the exact date. So it's pretty cool that we're just a few months away until the game comes out. It's awesome, you know. So yeah, let's not waste time. I'm really excited. My heart is pounding like mad, you know. So hold on a sec. I need to like take off these shades. Oh no, you get to see my eyes. And hold on. There we go. All right, so live reaction. I'm gonna Let's see. I'm gonna sit back and make sure that I'm able to watch this in full. I'm just gonna let the video play out, you know. Okay, well, I hope that let me check the audio on the desktop first. It should be good. It shouldn't be too loud. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me put on my glasses for this because, you know, I gotta see. Oh no. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Actually, there we go. All right. So we're in New York.
More new faces, I see.
Oh shit. I know that's a cutscene, but I hope that's a move. Oh, it comes out of look the pizza box. I'm telling you, my theory is lining up.
Those things ain't from Paradiso.
All right, I see some air combos.
Locals. In other words.
Oh shit, that's Enzo.
Aren't you?
Oh wow, these characters look really cool. It's so nice to see them again.
Then perhaps a bit of fancy dress is
Oh, that's a cool effect.
If someone's wiping those universes out, one by one,
Ooh, double kick. Ooh, that fist
they'll get their
that
hands on
fist
enough
attack looks
power.
pretty freaking sick. Oh whoa.
The whole
You could just
Trinity
morph into an entirely new look.
Thank you, Professor. With all those eyes, I'd
Talking
think you'd be
spider.
a bit more perceptive.
What action game is without a talking spider? That seems to be like a trope now, you know? Oh look, the hype train.
I believe you two have already met. Let's go. This world is under my protection.
Oh shit, that's a mini game. Oh my god, that looks sick.
They're homunculi. Man-made bioweapons.
Oh wow. The set pieces are wild.
Look!
There's a
we don't
real
have
sense of
time.
scale here. Like
If we
everything
don't
seems
stop them,
larger
this world
now.
is history, and reality as we know it gets wiped out for good.
Oh, that's not John.
And what do you expect us to do?
I want you to find
What
a
the fuck?
scientist
She
named
summons a
Sigurd.
giant Cheshire?
He's somewhere in this world, and he can help us.
Oh fuck, she's playable and she, oh my god, she can swing. We have a brand new character with a brand new set of moves. It's not a skin swap now. Thank fucking goodness.
You're looking for a way to the Alphaverse.
Have we met before? I think I'd remember you, Riot Girl. You.
She's kind of adorable
Seems
actually.
very
I like her a
interested
lot.
in our arrival.
Is it him?
I'm certain a lot of people are going to say she's like a Virgil replica, which, you know, yeah, kind of makes sense.
My name.
But she's cool. Oh, her name's Viola. Oh, we're fighting on the side of the building, just like in the second to last chapter in Bayonetta 1. That's pretty cool. October 28, 2022. Oh, gotta end it on a silly way. Oh, that's great. Okay. Oops. No. All right. Wow. Wowie zowie. Whoo. Wow. That was awful. What the fuck? That was really awful. There was no Wonderful 101 reference in that trailer at all. in the last trailer, we had a wonderful one-on-one reference right from the start. There was nothing about that here. I'm sad now. Oh, well, the game itself is awesome, but the trailer was terrible. Oh, wow. Okay, all right. So, seriously speaking, that was a lot to take in. That was just wow. Let me see what you all have to say so far. The combat mechanics look awesome, but I'm not sure the juggle is there. Other than that, let's see. You got chills? I mean, I'm really excited, but I'm still pretty cautious because there's a thing about this game that has me worried, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Oh man. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me go through that quickly. I guess I'm gonna go through the video again. Let me do some quick pauses here to just bring up some things that I may have seen. Let me see. So I know this is a cutscene, but I really hope that that spinning slide move is an actual move you could do in the game. I mean, we have breakdancing, but it would be really cool if we could do this as an actual gameplay mechanic, you know?
More new faces, I see.
Hold on. Yeah, look at that. That's really sick. Oh, I paused it at the right moment. It really looks like fucking Filthy Frank doing that gun pose with the glasses. Let's see. The fact that it comes out of a pizza box, that's kind of funny. But, I mean, I guess that means that Rodon's business is kind of falling apart. So he's had no choice but to do pizza delivery. I mean, it's lining up. I'm not wrong. Let's see. By the way, is the audio too loud for you guys? I'm just trying to make sure that the game audio or the video audio isn't louder than my own speaking voice. You know what I mean? Let's see.
You mean those weren't your playmates?
I love that pose. See, the thing that I really like about the trailer so far is the set pieces are massive. Like when PlatinumGames said that that Bayonetta 3 was going to be a culmination of everything, they weren't kidding. I feel like a lot of these set pieces are borrowed from Nier Automata, because Nier Automata had a real great sense of scale. Like, especially when you're out in the desert. You remember, I don't know if you guys remember playing Nier Automata, but there was a part in the desert where when you run out there, there's a chance you can end up seeing like those heads, you know, like Emil's heads. You know, I remember when I first saw it when I was traveling through the desert, it kind of spooked me. It just popped up. It's like boom, bam. It's like it's this large set piece and it fucking scared the shit out of me. It's like, damn, oh boy, that was kind of creepy. But yeah, no, when I'm looking at these set pieces, it really feels like they've lifted off so many ideas from so many of the stuff that they've done before in other games. Like there's like a lot of stuff from other games in terms of inspiration. Like I can see the Astral Chain influences there, the Nier Automata influences there. Obviously, we have our Bayonetta influence because it's a Bayonetta game. But yeah, it really does feel like it's like a mishmash of everything we kind of know and love about Bayonetta. Let's see. Now this is interesting. I think this is the only time they really show an air combo. Hold on. I want to do a frame-by-frame analysis of this combo because this is really the only thing I have to really look forward to, because, you know, again, I'm more on the combat side of things. And if you don't know who I am, if you don't know my history, I just want to make it very clear that I'm not a big fan of Bayonetta 2. To me, Bayonetta 2 was a massive disappointment, mostly because the gameplay felt so watered down. The first game felt very rich in its mechanics. It had an actual sense of weight to it. There was inertia, momentum. The combos allowed you to be very mobile. It wasn't just mashing a combo in front of an enemy's face. It allowed you to dance around the enemy if you knew how to use the momentum to your advantage. So I'm kind of hoping that Bayonetta 3 leans more into that than the watered down nonsense that the second game did. You know what I mean? I'm really worried about that. And this is the only thing I can really base my judgment on.
You mean those weren't
Hold on.
your playmates?
Here we go. So it really does look like a basic combo is coming out here. Like, that's a punch combo. Oh, and by the way, I want to make a few things clear because I didn't get the chance to talk about this before, but it really does look like they're trying to do that scale-bound thing. Although, no, that giant monster isn't the monster that Bayonetta summoned. But I get the feeling that the way the camera has it laid out, like, it feels like the camera is trying to pan out a little bit more so that you can bring out giant creatures to help you out in the fight. I mean, that seems pretty cool as long as it doesn't intrude into your own playstyle. And by the way, I'm also noticing that the UI is the same as the one we saw in the first trailer. Well, technically the second trailer. And I guess this is the new UI, and I'm not a big fan of this UI. It seems way too simple. It doesn't have personality. I get what they're trying to go for. Since Bayonetta 3 is going to be released on the Switch, and the Switch is very important when it comes to both console gaming and handheld gaming, they probably wanted to dial back on the UI so that it doesn't really interfere with the player's view when they're playing it on their handheld Switch, right? I guess that's why they're doing that, but it lacks personality. Like, the first two games, they had a really beautiful HUD, and it was overly designed. Like, I'll be the first to admit, it's overly designed. But that overly designed UI lends itself to the game's personality, to the point that even the boss has its own icon that's really wild. Here, they're going for this very minimal thing, and I don't know, minimalism doesn't seem to be the kind of thing Bayonetta should strive on. You know what I mean? Bayonetta should be wild and eccentric, and the UI should match that tone. You know, it's kind of like how Persona 5 is more than just the style. It also lends itself, well, I should say more than just the gameplay. It's also the style, and the style is reflected in the UI. This UI doesn't really reflect Bayonetta at all. You get me? But I also get the feeling that they're probably trying to simplify it because they want to make it universal. Because now that we have another character in the game, you know, this, what's her name, Viola, I guess they wanted to sort of keep it this simple so that it can work with different characters. But I don't know, it kind of feels like a lazy job. I mean, I'm saying it's lazy in terms of UI, but it's just a UI. Anyway, I was trying to analyze the combat here, and I know a lot of you guys are trying to message me. Like, I see you guys are like commenting a lot of stuff. I'll get to you guys in a minute. I'm just like here rambling to myself, so you guys are here stuck with me listening to what I have to say, you know. So gameplay, combo, seems like you get a punch there. I'm gonna play that, although that's really cool. Like, now she has more movement in her punches, because right there she has that arc, and I mean it's just a regular punch, but that arc really does give more of a personality to Bayonetta's fluidity in this game, you know. Let's see, I'm gonna play it. See, this is the thing, that kick looks like it's supposed to be a launcher, and does it launch the enemy? Okay, it does. It's launching him. And Bayonetta immediately jump cancels out of that. Yeah, there's jump cancels in this, thankfully. I'd be surprised if there was no jump cancels here. Now you go into the punch. Another punch. Yeah, these combos look pretty cool. They're very fluid. They're very wild. I'm hoping that these combos aren't just for show, and they actually do influence the enemy's position. You know what I mean? Because there's got to be more to it than just smacking the enemy. Like, your attacks should dictate where the enemy goes. And it looks like that may happen because that kick did launch the guy into the air. Although, to be fair, we don't know if these are the small mooks. Because in Bayonetta 2, the small mooks are the ones that are very easy to lift up. You know what I mean? And then she goes down for a kick. Now, this is important. This is important. I'm gonna rewind that. In Bayonetta 2, when you do that drop kick on an enemy and you go down with the enemy doesn't bounce. The enemy does not bounce at all. And that to me has always been a problem, because I always felt like Bayonetta has really cool combos when it comes to like forcing the enemy to ground bounce. Because in Bayonetta 1, you have a lot of moves like the heel stomp, the drop kick, the PPK kick that goes like this, that makes the enemy go down. And when they go down, they bounce up, right? But in 2, that's non-existent. There's very few attacks where that works. And even then, you have to sort of force it by either doing it in Witch Time or by using Scarborough Fair, which is one of the only weapons that can force an enemy to bounce. So does the enemy bounce here? Bayonetta goes down. No, it doesn't look like he bounces. No. Well, there's the attack. Oh! He bounces! He bounces! Oh, it happened so fast. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I know I'm overreacting over this one tiny little thing, but if that bounce works universally, oh my god, I think we may have some of that combat being brought over from the first game. There's potential. There's potential. Oh my god, that bounce is giving me life. That's very important. We might have OTG combos, dudes and dudettes. We might have OTGs. That's the thing I've been missing the most in Bayonetta 2. What do you guys think? God, I hate that they don't show too much of the gameplay though. I hate that I have to. This is what I'm getting at, man. I have to look at the tiny frames to see if this gameplay is gonna be good. I'm sure the game's gonna be fun for the casual players, but is there gonna be anything for the pro players? You know what? Come on. The pro players have to have something, because Bayonetta 2 doesn't do jack shit for us. There's no high risk, high reward gameplay in Bayonetta 2. Prove me wrong. I dare you. Let's see. Rodon looks really sick though. That hat is styling. I love that hat. And also those rings. Mwah. Rodon continues to be the sexiest man in this game. I wish I could be half as cool as Rodon.
They're locals.
Oh, and I love Enzo so much. Look at him with his baseball gear. Look at him with the baseball gear. He's off to see the Dodgers game. He's going to see Los Dodgers. And I mean, they're in New York, so it kind of makes sense, you know? No, I'm sorry. He's off to see the Yankees. What the fuck am I talking about? I thought for a second I got LA and New York mixed up. Damn, I've been stuck in Miami for too long. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. That's how happy I am too. I'm going to recreate that. Hold on. Oh, man. Dude, like no lie, I think Enzo looks more cleaned up here. Dude, like everyone's messaging me. Sorry, hold on. I'm going to shut my phone off. Actually, I'm just going to turn off the sound. Yeah, Enzo drip. Enzo drip. I wonder what that CUHRAYZEE says. And here's Luca. Here's what I like about Luca. Rodon is naturally cool. He can do whatever the fuck he wants and he's gonna look cool doing so. Luca is not cool. He tries his best to look cool, but he just can't. But you know what? That's what we love about him. If anything, I see myself a little bit in Luca. I'm the kind of guy that tries to be cool, but I'm really not. Look at that fucking Colgate smile. Oh man, I love this guy. See, that looks sick. That's a pretty cool effect. I don't know if Platinum Games has ever done anything like that, but man, Platinum Games are really stepping up on their visual details. Like, it's a really good looking cutscene. If anything, I like that a lot. That's really fucking great.
Perhaps a bit of fancy dress is in order.
And I'm certain that's supposed to be Madama Butterfly, or at least a different version of it. And damn, look at those tits. Anyway, that looks pretty damn cool.
Someone's wiping those universes out.
See, that looks sick. Like, okay, so now when you do a kick, you get 2 kicks out. I sure hope that influences the enemies in another way. Actually, let me see. It looks like that kick is shoving enemies away. Then again, the Madama Butterfly thing could be kind of like Umbran Climax, where you need to be in that form to influence enemies around with your weaves and whatnot. But still, that does look great. It does look good. Speaking of tits, you can turn off the nudity. You can turn off the nudity? Why would I turn it off though? Okay, that double kick thing looks sick. I'm gonna keep saying sick, sick, sick. I need to open up my vocabulary. Where's my thesaurus? It's not here, sorry. Okay. That palm strike is amazing. That looks awesome. I like how now the weaves have new things to do. It's not just punches and kicks. Now we have like hands doing all sorts of different gesture. I mean, I would really freaking like it if we had like claw swipes or whatnot. You know, I guess you do have claw swipes when you are in panther form and you attack afterwards, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, PG released a tweet about it. For people who want to play with the family. Yeah, Bayonetta is a very family friendly game. That's why I always play it in front of my mommy. To be honest, I don't even give a damn. I play Bayonetta in front of my family and they don't really know what the fuck is going on. Half the time I'm just doing all these blippity the blubbles, you know, and nobody knows what the hell I'm doing. I explain to them, hey, I'm just mashing, you know, these buttons. And so, I don't know what I'm doing, you know. I mean, I'm not even a good Bayonetta player, you know? Anyway. Now, let me see. So, it looks like you can also morph into other beings. So, it's not just Madama Butterfly that you can transform into. It looks like, I mean, I'm just guessing here, but it looks like you might pick up other creatures or maybe pick up another weapon, and that will make you transform into other forms, which gives you new attacks. And you know what? This actually does remind me of Astral Chain's super ability. You know, like, I don't know if you guys remember playing Astral Chain. Excuse me. Let me get some water, actually. I just finished eating Pollo Tropical. And so, you know, the thing I love about Pollo Tropical is though, like, those beans are delicious. So I'll eat through that like cake. But that also means that I'm also going to get pretty gassy later tonight. But it's okay. I got my Tums. Anyway, this form looks pretty freaking cool. Like, so I'm guessing like different forms give you different attacks. And that's exactly what it looks like here. If anything, this looks like an evolution of the Durga Claws. Look at that. You even charge the move and you just jump up. Oh my god, those hit stops look amazing.
They'll get their hands on enough power. Wipe out the...
I'm almost certain that's a witch twist, like when you press jump and punch at the same time to do that upward move. It looks pretty cool. The hit stop makes it feel good.
Whole Trinity in a snap.
Although I'm not a big fan of the fact that even with these strong attacks, the giant enemy seems to have really strong super armor. It doesn't feel like you're influencing this giant enemy. But to be fair, he's a really big enemy. In Bayonetta 1, you couldn't influence the Braves unless you could hit them really hard with the weave. I don't know. I'm overanalyzing on that right here, you know. Oh, yeah. MDo says the aim cursor is a kiss. That's great. I'm actually happy they fixed that, because in the first trailer, the second trailer, it was just a regular bar, but now there's a kiss, which is great. Let's see. I'm looking at the UI and oh God, I see something terrible. The LNR stick. We have to click that to go into our super ability. That's bad controls. I have never liked the idea of clicking the left and the right stick to go into a super ability. It's garbage controls. In a game like Bayonetta, where you're always constantly moving your sticks around fighting enemy, I have to also push down the stick while doing moves. No thank you, man. That really will throw me off a bit. Like, I know some people are okay with that, but not me. That's why I don't like DMC's Devil Trigger summon, because you have to click left and right, the left and right stick down. And in order to compensate for the fact that that is very bad set of controls, they made it where when you do that, the game sort of freezes so that you can go into your Devil Trigger mode, you pause, or I should say you pose, and then you get back into the action. But it shouldn't be like that. It should just be like, at the push of a button, you're swapping in and out of your moves. That way, I don't have to worry too much about doing the inputs. Like, I mean, I'm trying to imagine, like, if I'm trying to do an uppercut into double sticks. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you will be saying, that's not a big deal, but to me, it kind of is. I know some people, like I see your lucky number is saying that MGR has prepped her for this. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really hoping that Bayonetta 3 allows for custom controls. Bayonetta 1 does not have customizable buttons, and the second game does have different control schemes, but you're forced to pick out predetermined sets. PlatinumGames really needs to learn to let the players customize the buttons however the way they want. I've seen people on Steam forums, GameFAQs forums complain that there are no custom controls. I hope PlatinumGames learns from Nier Automata, which is one of the only games I can think of that has custom controls. I hope they learn from that game and they put custom controls into this game, because this is awful. Awful, awful, awful. I don't care if you guys want to defend it. I'm not a fan of it. There's Bayonetta with the golden snitch. Actually, what even is that thing anyway? It kind of looks like the giant orb thing that follows you in the first game. I don't know. We'll figure that out another time. And there's Bayonetta looking really sexy with those glasses.
Professor.
Actually, I love that smile she did there.
Thank you, Professor.
Did Bayonetta ever actually show her teeth in the first two games? If she did, I feel like they weren't nearly as detailed as this. Like, holy cow, they really improved on the mocaps for her face. I mean, it's really like not DMC5 levels of facial mapping, but damn, they really have improved on the facial animation. It kind of reminds me of like how Gears of War 2 had massive, I should say Gears of War 3 had a massive improvement over 2 just by the amount of facial expression they gave the characters. And I can definitely see that they upped up the facial expressions in this game. Like, look at that. It's subtle, but there's so much going on here that I really like. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing. Again, pizza delivery woman. Talking spiders. Where have we seen that before? I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to make this comparison, so you guys can throw out the Devil May Cry jokes now.
With all those eyes, I think you'd be a bit more.
Although I really like this a lot. It looks like you'll be able to traverse the world with these creatures. Because look, you're using the spider to just travel around the city, and I like that a lot. They're adding in this mechanic to make it so that people can just enjoy a lot of these things outside of the battlefield.
I think you'd be a
Well, maybe not outside, because it does say that she's still in verse 7, so, you know.
bit more perceptive.
Now, this is interesting, because I'm noticing here that while Bayonetta is doing... Oh, nice ass. While she's doing those attacks, there's like these little button prompts on the screen. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it. Like, there's like these button prompts here. And I'm wondering if that's supposed to be like telling you what's the next combo to do, or if it's like a rhythm thing where you have to push the buttons in a certain rhythm. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what that may be. What do you guys think? And it's funny because all that combo really is just punch, punch, punch. Again, nice ass. No, seriously, look at that. Anyway. That looks cool. The train bit, I'm almost certain I'm going to enjoy this train minigame until it's time for me to do a pure platinum run.
I believe you two have already met.
And I wonder who she is. Huh. I spy something very familiar about this. This wouldn't happen to be another variation of Bayonetta, would it? Huh. Maybe, you know?
Let's go.
It kind of feels like maybe this Bayonetta ended up in another universe where Bayonetta now controls trains. She's a conductor now. We should make Thomas the Tank Engine jokes here. Somebody Photoshop Thomas's face in front of that hype train, please. And tell them Setnaro sent you.
I believe you two have already met. Let's go. This
Although she really does sound more like Bayonetta. Is that Helena Taylor?
I believe you two have already met.
For some reason, I want to say that sounds like Helena Taylor, but it almost sounds more like that's John. Well, not that she's John. It sounds more like she has that strong John enunciation. Like, is that what's her name? Grey Delisle doing this voice? Or is it Helena Taylor? God, there's like so much. The more I try to figure this out, the more I'm left confused. What the fuck is going on here, man?
Let's go. This world is under my protection.
So, okay, so in this universe, this not Bayo protects the world using a train. Okay, I can go with that. Although this minigame looks awesome. Like, you knew that they were going to throw in minigames into Bayonetta 3. And this one looks great. I like it a lot. It seems chaotic, but it also seems fun.
This world is under my protection.
I'm sure it's going to annoy the hell out of all those perfectionists out there. See, look, T696. Nice.
It's under my protection.
I wonder if T696 may have any actual real significance, though. Because that 9 is flipped. Because it should have been 666. You know what I mean? Look, there's your train. You could put Thomas's head in front of that, you know? Okay, now for the new character. This is the thing that actually has me piqued, or like, this is piquing my interest, I should say, because normally when we get a new character to play as in the Bayonetta series, they tend to just be reskins of Bayonetta, just with different mechanics. Like in Bayonetta 1, you have John and you have Little King Zero. John is essentially Bayonetta, but with a much more stricter witch time trigger, you know what I mean? Where you have to do Bat Within to get your witch time. Or perfect parries. And then you have Little King Zero, who can get hit and die in one hit. Well, not one hit. If you have enough health, you can get 2 hits in. But he's basically a glass cannon character. Not even glass cannon, because he's not as strong as Rosa. Like, he still has the same moves as Bayonetta, only he has way faster magic gain. And in Bayonetta 2, they introduced Rosa, who ended up just being Bayonetta, but stronger. And she ended up being like the real, the real glass cannon character. And not even a good glass cannon character. I'm sorry, but Rosa's gameplay is boring as hell. Like, if you like Rosa, awesome. But I never liked Rosa because I don't like the idea that I'm forced to use a specific type of weapon, you know? Like, why can't I use other weapons with Rosa? Why they gotta be Scarborough Fair playstyle? Please, come on. Yes, I know, the whole idea is that she kills in one hit, but that's because she's a glass cannon character, and, you know, also gotta compensate for that high strength with, you know, easy scoring system, so, she's not fun. But here, from what I've seen so far, it seems that Viola is going to be a true separate new character to play as. And I really want to take a close look at her because she might end up being the standout character here. Kind of like how in DMC4 they introduced Nero, and even though Nero was meant to be the beginner-friendly character for action games, he ended up being the standout character to the point that in DMC5 he got a major upgrade and now he's worthy of being super crazy next to Dante. I'm really hoping Viola's got some real good set of moves so that I can be kicking ass and making some great combo videos. You know what I mean? And overall, and above all else, I really hope she has good mechanics. Viola is basically Nero. Yeah, that's what everyone is saying. She looks like Nero. She looks like Virgil. She's basically Nero. She's basically Virgil. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person to make that observation. If I go online and I search Viola on Twitter, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get thousands of posts going, it's just Virgil. It's just Nero. Yeah. That's kind of the trope when it comes to action games when you really think about it. The white-haired dude with the sword.
They're homunculi.
You can actually make out the items in the back there. You can see the purple lollipops, the yellow lollipops. I guess they're coming back. I don't have a problem with the items, but I hope that there's at least some repercussion to using the items.
Man-made by...
See, now this is what I'm talking about. This shot is magnificent. Because I know Bayonetta 1 and 2 has some real beautiful large scale stuff, but here you can definitely tell that they took influence from Nier Automata to give us a set piece like this, and it just feels like there's a larger scale going on here, and it's wild. But I'm hoping this kind of large scale doesn't really affect the gameplay like Bayonetta 2 did, you know? Because in Bayonetta 2, you have those flying boss fights where you're in the air fighting, you know? And they had to like take out half of Bayonetta's moves in order to make that work. And that's just not cool. You know, it's awful game design. So I'm hoping that they do something for these aerial fights that's more intuitive than what Bayonetta 2 tried to do. Or they could just get rid of the aerial fights altogether.
Look, we don't have time.
Innocent people.
If we don't stop them, this world is history. And reality as we know it gets wiped out for good.
Hold on, I want a clear shot of her because, wow, she's really cute. I like her a lot. I know some people that may not like this design, but I like her. She kind of reminds me of, what's that character's name from Overwatch? The big, strong babe? Zara? Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot her name because I play Overwatch from time to time and she's not really my character. I play Wrecking Ball and Roadhog, but Zarya. Yeah. She kind of reminds me of Zarya. Zarya if she decided not to pump iron. See, I really hope that's a gameplay move. Not a cutscene move. I want that to be a gameplay move. I made a tweet talking about how action games are most fun when you're able to throw your weapon. And when you throw your weapon, it keeps the enemy sustained in the air. I hope that sword toss is that game mechanic for Bayonetta 3. I want it. I need it.
And what do you expect us to do?
want you
Oh, I'm starting to think that maybe she tosses her sword in order to summon this giant Cheshire doll.
to find.
By the way, she's able to summon a giant Cheshire doll. Hello, what the fuck? That came out of nowhere. Like, since when did this character have access to a living doll? Speaking of Cheshire, hold on a sec. I'm going to take a little intermission to show you guys an unboxing video, because guess what I got? It comes with a Cheshire doll. Isn't it adorable? I love this doll. I will protect it with my life. I'll probably hang it up in my car or something. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but getting this Funko Pop Bayonetta set was a mission. Because I drove to a couple of GameStops and these people were telling me we don't have the Funko Pop Bayonetta. And they were telling me, I never heard of this. Where did you hear about this Funko Pop Bayonetta thing? I even had one girl going, I have one girl who was at the register going, what? Nobody told me about that. I'm a huge Bayonetta fan. I asked for her number, but she said no. But I went to this GameStop and they had, they didn't have it, but they gave me the address to a GameStop that was about 45 minutes away from where I live. And they said that they only had 2 in stock. And they told me that they would not hold it for me. So I fucking hit the pedal to the metal all across Miami to get to that to get to that GameStop. And when I got there, they only had 1 left. And the girl that was running the register there said that they had been getting a ton of phone calls telling them, like, asking if they had the Bayonetta Funko Pop, which leads me to believe that there's actually a lot of Bayonetta fans out here in Miami. And I just want to know, where are they? Because I feel like I'm like the only idiot in Florida that likes Bayonetta. I kind of wish there were more Bayonetta fans near me. And by the way, if you're one of those people that tried to go to GameStop in Miami and they told you that they didn't have it in stock after they had promised that they did, sorry. That last one was taken by yours truly. But if you want it, you have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Anyway, this Cheshire doll is really adorable. I like it a lot. Although, I remember Yoshesk also posting up that saying that she was working on like one of these like handmade Cheshire dolls, because this one's like very simplistic. Like, it's not even a real button. It's just an embroidered button. So I'm hoping that, like, if Yoshesk is making one, like, I have to go back and check that it's a more true authentic one with a real button and maybe a band-aid. And if that's available, I will definitely buy it from Yoshesk once it's like on the store. Be sure to follow Yoshesk for that, because she's a really cool person overall. She's way better when it comes to Bayonetta content than me. I'm just a jackass. Anyway, yeah, this is a really cool Bayonetta doll. I also got this keychain, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know what they were trying to do with this keychain, but this keychain is ugly as fuck. Like, it's all rubber. And they were trying to make it look like the watch, but it's like, it ain't doing it for me. I think Yoshesk's handmade watch is way better than this, and I never got around to ordering that. I really should, though. But yeah, this is cool. I probably won't use it for my own keys, though. Speaking of which, I wonder where my keys are, because I wanted to show you guys what I have attached to that. Now, of course, we have the Scarborough Fair set. I haven't taken this out of the box yet, but it looks pretty cool. It's kind of accurate to the actual Scarborough Fairs. What do you guys think? I like it. Although I wouldn't know what to do with it. You know what though? These could be, you know what? These could serve as an alternative keychain. Yeah, actually. There's like a loop here, so if you get like a key ring, you can use the Scarborough Fairs as a keychain itself instead. These, ironically, I think these serve as better keychains than the actual keychain involved in that's included in the box. But of course, saving the best for last is the Funko Pops. Now this one's Bayonetta. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I'm not a big fan of Funko Pops. I never liked the Funko Pop figures. To me, they've always been kind of ugly. They're little novelty dolls. I know why people like it. You know, it's supposed to be like these little collectibles that feature like, you know, some kind of franchise that people will love, and there's like a million of those things. I remember seeing that video about the guy who has like a large collection of Funko Pops, and it's like, these are cool. Like, I mean, I'll make an exception and buy a Bayonetta Funko Pop. I like it a lot, but these aren't really something that I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm very indifferent about it because I don't like Funko Pops, but because it's Bayonetta, I'll make an exception for it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'll probably take these to work and I'll probably have it hanging on my office table. And of course, what's a Bayonetta figure without a John figure? It's a celebration, bitches. So yeah. That's my collection. I'm sorry to those of you who weren't able to get this Funko Pop set. It is really cool. I mean, I know I'm asking for too much out of this. For 40 bucks, I can't complain what it has. The Scarborough Fair set is pretty neat. The keychain is whatever. Honestly, the selling point is the Cheshire Doll. The Cheshire Doll is the best thing to come out of this set. Anyway, enough of that intermission. Back to the video. So this giant ass Funko Pop figure decides to come out of Viola's sword. A sentence I didn't think I was gonna say out loud. And it looks pretty fucking cool.
A scientist named Sigurd.
Hold on. That's a really cool shot. That's a very wallpaper worthy picture right there. Fuck, this Cheshire Doll looks like he's ready to join a punk band. He's got the mohawk. He's got the bell. He's got the scarf. This dude is rocking it. Let's see. That bell is... I really... The drawings on the bell is like really cute. I like that a lot. I wonder if those are like little pictures that CUHRAYZEE may have done. Who knows? Okay, now for the gameplay.
This world, and he can help us. This name is Sigurd.
There's really not much I can take from this, but it really does look like she's going to be a very fast Shiraba type of character, just with different kinds of swings. And her weaves, since it looks like she's not really a witch, or maybe she is a witch, she doesn't really come across as a witch to me. She seems like a time-traveling swordsman. Instead of having wicked weaves, she now has like these finishers where the Cheshire Doll comes out. And that looks amazing. Like the fire flames and everything, that looks great. Look at her UI. Well, I'm looking at the UI. Is there anything in particular? Oh, I see the Cheshire Doll icon there. And then boom, she activates the Cheshire Doll. Okay, so the Cheshire Doll works off of a meter. She's a witch in training. Wait, she's a witch in training according to the website. Gotcha. Now that, I know I'm making a big deal out of this, but that's because I know Platinum Games and they like to throw in as much mechanics as possible. But I'm hoping that that little whip thing that she has, the zip line, isn't just for scavenging the world. I hope she can use that to pull enemies in. Wouldn't that be a great idea? Like, it works like a whip. Like a very weak whip, I guess. Maybe you have to weaken the enemies before you can grab them and then pull them to you. Or maybe she's not able to pull, she's able to fling to them, especially since, you know, the whole gimmick with the zip line is that she's able to swing around. Now that I think about it, she's doing the zip line like Luca. Luca had the zip line from Bayonetta 2, right? No, he also had it in 1 as well. Dude, what if this girl is related to Luca? Huh. See, that's pretty cool. It reminds me of Nero's zip line from Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 had that thing where now you can use your zip line to attach yourself to all these things, and it's pretty cool. Look at that Cheshire doll. That Cheshire doll is just like swinging around with a giant sword. Look at that. My neighbor Totoro just came in to kick some ass. Boom! Oh, and that's John, right? Yeah, look, that's definitely John. she's a few short. How do I say this? I'm trying to make a good joke here, but I'm not good at coming up with jokes on the fly. She looks like she's just a few frames away from making a guest appearance in the Owl House. Oh, there she is. Whoa. Whoa. That's John, right? She looks really cool. Damn. She's very flat-chested. I forgot how tiny her boobs are supposed to be. I know Kamiya made such a big deal about that to the point that he asked the people porting Bayonetta 1 when they were porting Bayonetta 1 to 2. No, I'm sorry. When they were porting Bayonetta 1 from the Xbox 360 to the Wii U, his biggest demands was to make sure that John gets a breast reduction because he wants John's breast to be smaller than Bayonetta's. But in order to make up for that, she has a way bigger ass than Bayonetta. And I'm okay with this. But yeah, no, that's an amazing looking John. You know what? Cosplayers are gonna have their fun with this kind of look. That seems like a pretty easy thing to pull off. The current Bayonetta costume in 3 is fabulous, but overly complicated. I applaud the people that can recreate that costume perfectly. And I've seen people do it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I've seen it, but damn, it's wild. This one seems more doable. And if I see a girl, like if I see a woman dressed up like that, I'm immediately asking her for her hand in marriage. And then I'll be rejected anyway. Look at this RoboCop ass dude here. I wonder who he's supposed to be.
You're looking for a way to the Alphaverse.
Have we met before? I think I'd remember you, Riot Girl.
Riot Girl. So Luca likes to call her Riot Girl. And oh boy, if there's a connection between these two, I'm starting to get the feeling that they're focusing on this because there is a connection between Viola and Luca. There has to be a connection between these two.
Have we met
And look,
before? I think I'd remember you, Riot Girl.
look at this. This is what I'm talking about. The facial expressions are really good. These are way better than the stuff we've seen in the first 2 games. PlatinumGames really have improved on their mocaps. Well, not mocaps. Well, I don't know how to say it. Their facial structures in general look so much better. Like just by this frame alone, you can see just how much emotion is being put into her. Like there wasn't a lot of that subtlety in the first 2 games, especially in the first game. The first game, the facial expressions weren't really there. Like they had to communicate with the players with body movement, but here they're doing a lot of close-ups on the face. And no doubt it's because, yeah, we need to get a good look at these characters. But I also think it's because PlatinumGames want to show off how much they've improved in terms of like character face animation. Like definitely, oh my God, could you imagine if PlatinumGames had got a hold on the Resident Evil engine? That would be amazing, actually. But even without the Resident Evil engine or the RE engine, this looks fantastic. I like this a lot. You're not buying Viola having no ear piercings? I mean, I know a couple of rocker gals that never had piercings, mostly because they're too afraid to get a piercing, but it's believable. You must be my daughter. That means I married Bayonetta in the future. And thus all the lesbian fans out there got really angry. No jokes toward the expense of the LGBTQ audience. I'm pretty certain that you guys are very, very, very supportive of the Bayo x John shipping. I'm not really much of a shipping person. I don't care who Bayonetta ends up with. If anything, I prefer Bayonetta being a loner. But I get this weird feeling that maybe Viola might be the daughter of Luca and Bayonetta. But maybe not from this universe, maybe from another universe. I mean, God, with all these multiverses going on, I'm certain that Platinum Games can come up with a random excuse to explain how Bayonetta is related to Pizza or something. You know what I mean? God, time traveling is a bitch. That's why I don't do these theory discussions. I'm sorry. I'm not a theory kind of person, okay? If you want a theory out of me, I already explained to you about the story of Bayonetta delivering pizza. But look at her. She looks cool. Look, there's your piercings. You can't tell me that those are not piercings. Okay? Look at that.
Very interested in
The RE engine equals realistic. Well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go for the realism. I'm just saying, with the RE engine, they can definitely make that work for the facial structures. Because RE engine does a lot of good texture work. And that can be applied to, skin and blemishes. You don't necessarily have to make it realistic. Do I have some cravings for pizza? Yes, actually. I would love to go for a large pepperoni pizza right about now. But I just finished eating Pollo Tropical, so I can't have that. So maybe tomorrow I'll have some pizza.
our arrival.
Is it him?
Look, she's cool.
Lesson 1. Carelessness will get your tail snipped, kitty.
My name is Viola.
There's really not much else I can analyze here because I'm pretty sure people have already done their story analysis. My only big concern right now is the gameplay. And unfortunately, this trailer really doesn't show us enough of the gameplay for me to really determine if this is going to be the definitive Bayonetta experience. But if there's one thing I can really say is that they definitely upped their game here. This definitely feels like a way more determined and ambitious Bayonetta title. Like, I know Bayonetta 2 means well, but you could tell that with Bayonetta 2, they were cutting a lot of corners. Like, they did cut a lot of corners. A lot of it included, reskins and bringing back certain places. Of course, it was all polished up so that it could be more colorful. But here, it definitely feels more like a standout game. It feels much more distinguishable from the first two games. So much so that I'm willing to enjoy this game on its own merits. But I still hope that the gameplay is good. Really good, high risk, high reward gameplay. That's all I'm asking for here. That's all I'm begging, man. Please give me a Bayonetta game that lets me blibbity the blebble precisely 3 times. That is important. You have no idea how much that means to me. And that, I'm almost certain, is a boss fight. And they're having a boss fight on the side of a building. And that's just... That's killer. I got no other words other than saying this is the most Platinum Games game to ever platinum.
3.
And then Bayonetta has her heart. Is it someone else's heart? Because it's kind of wild that they're going for something that's more grotesque here, like with body horror. Not body horror, but have you ever seen Bayonetta hold an actual heart? That's kind of nuts. Again, look at this. Look at this sense of scale. Look at how massive this creature is. This is putting Gamora to shame. October 28th. Well, oh boy. I think I've said what I needed to say. Overall, I'm pretty excited. Hold on, let me change the here. Let me change that. Okay. Overall, I'm pretty excited. I'm still gonna keep my excitement in check. Like, I'm hyped, but my expectations are a little low. Like, I know that when the game comes out, I'm gonna have a ton of fun playing this game. Whether or not it ends up becoming a very fulfilling and rich mechanical game, we don't know yet. But one thing's for sure, that when the game does come out, I will be streaming it. I will be streaming Bayonetta 3 for you guys. I'm going to try my best to get a week off from work so that I can focus on just having an all-day stream where I just play the game from beginning to end while, voicing my opinion on the mechanics. I also want to make something very clear here. Even if Bayonetta 3 doesn't turn out to be the game I want, I still want to do my best to sort of find as much stuff as I can, and it may not live up to Bayonetta 1. I hope it surpasses Bayonetta 1 in a lot of aspects. But if it doesn't, I still just want to have fun with the game. I don't want to be a curmudgeon sitting here and saying, oh, it's going to suck. It's going to be like Bayonetta 2. Because it's clearly not going to be identical to 2. It really does look like it's going to be its own thing. I hope that we get to see more gameplay videos, and I hope that there's a demo available before the game comes out, because I would really like to tinker around with the game and see if there's anything worth discovering. Like, I'm going to be trying to make as much content as I can about Bayonetta 3, talking about what can be done, what can't be done. By the way, people, if you guys are interested, I do have a Discord channel. Look in the bottom in the description on YouTube. I have a section called the Bayonetta Lab Corner. It's a Discord group that I opened up for people that want to talk about Bayonetta from a mechanical point of view. Like, no story discussion, none of that stuff. It's more about talking about Bayonetta from a mechanical side. And it's also a place for people to talk about how to improve their combo game in Bayonetta. And if you want to learn how to play Bayonetta like I do, you should definitely check it out. And I want to use that Discord group as a chance for people to come together and start playing Bayonetta 3 and discover anything that's worth discovering so that we can then exploit that and make any good gameplay out of it, I want it to be a gameplay discussion place. So if you're interested in talking about the gameplay side of Bayonetta, please do join my Discord group, the Bayonetta Lab Corner. I also have another Discord group called the Wonderful 101 Fan Group. As it sounds, as obvious as it sounds, it's a Wonderful 101 Discord group. It's dedicated to talking about Wonderful 101. On top of that, we also talk about Platinum Games, because really, what else is there to talk about once we're done talking about this one game that has existed for 8 years now? But definitely check those places out. It's really good. I'm just throwing out that plug because I really want to try to bring in this family together, like my side of things. Because I know Raccoon has his audience. His audience is mainly made up of people that just love talking about the story. Most of the people from Raccoon's side of things aren't really in it for the gameplay. Not by a long shot. So I'm the other side of the spectrum where I don't really like talking about the story. I'm more about the gameplay. I like discovering the blips and the blebbles and all sorts of things. And if you want to learn how to play Bayonetta like I do, like you watch those combo videos where I'm doing these crazy ass shit, definitely join this group, and you won't be disappointed. If you have any questions about how you want to play Bayonetta, join that group, and join that group, ask away, and I'll gladly help you out with anything you need help with. There's also people there that will gladly help you out as well. Same thing for Wonderful 101. If you got any questions about that game, go to that Discord group, and I got a bunch of people there that are willing to help out. Oh, I didn't bring this up actually because I started talking about Discord. I want to talk about one more thing that I'm concerned about with Bayonetta 3, and it's something that a lot of people don't see it as a big deal, but I find it as a big deal. When the ESRB rating went up live and it mentioned that the game was rated M, one of the things that it also mentioned was that Bayonetta 3 will have in-game purchases. Now, that's a very vague tagline, but that kind of has me worried because that sounds like they're planning they're planning for Bayonetta 3 to have DLC, and it can go either way. I know some people are excited about the DLC stuff, but I'm a little worried because if you're going to be announcing that the game's gonna... Oh, God. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry. Make sure to stay hydrated. Anyway, I'm worried that the DLC for Bayonetta 3 is going to involve developers taking out content from Bayonetta 3 and putting it up on the store for people to buy. And that's not something I want them to do. Bayonetta is a game that is loaded with content from beginning to end. It's content that should be unlocked by the player, you know, working hard to get that stuff and feel earned. I never liked the idea of costumes being put on a paywall, especially for a single player game. Bayonetta should not have paywall costumes. It is a terrible idea. Bayonetta should have all its content available right from the start. If they want to add more content later on and it's genuine new content, I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that DLC costume in general is bad, but I will say it's bad if it does look like they take it out of the game and put it back up on the store. That's bad practice. All it does is single out Platinum Games and Nintendo as a scummy business. And I know business is business. Companies got to make their money somehow. But I feel that you can make good, honest money by just simply making a good game. And when you have a really good game, using that money to expand on that game. You know what game did that very well? Cuphead. Cuphead is a very ambitious game that didn't need DLC. It felt like a very fulfilling game. But after the game became a big hit, the developers decided to double down and make DLC. And even though it took them 5 years, it's 5 years that was well spent because we got brand new content that feels like it's a standout from the main game. I want that to happen to Bayonetta 3. I want Bayonetta 3 to be a full package that when it comes out is a game that we can enjoy from beginning to end with so much stuff to unlock. And if the game is successful, use that money to then add new content later on. If it turns out that it's just content that's taken out of the game to be put back in as DLC, that's just scummy. And that's just not something I'm gonna like. And the worst part about it is people are defending this. I posted on Twitter saying that Day 1 DLC is a bad idea. And I had people retweet that and say, bruh, you're overreacting. It's the common practice. It's how video games are today. Just because a lot of other games do that does not mean Bayonetta should be doing that. You know, look at Wonderful 101. It's a low budget game. Well, lower than Bayonetta. And that game is loaded with so much content. It didn't need to have so many things, and yet it does, and it never needed DLC. In fact, the only DLC it got was that $1 purchase for Vorkin, and that was added later on as a nice surprise for everyone. We weren't expecting Vorkin to be a playable character, not the way they did it here. And it's just an amazing little package because you get to play as a brand new character with new set of mechanics, and that really gives the game more life. Just adding one extra mechanic can go a long way. And that is much better than whatever it is Nintendo is going to try to do with Bayonetta 3 right now. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm just assuming. Maybe the game won't have DLC when it comes out. But I hope it's not the kind of DLC that I'm worried about the most. You get me? That's all I'm concerned about. I know some people have messaged me saying, dude, you're overreacting. And it's like, this is the way it is. And it's like, it shouldn't be, you know? That's it. That's what I'm more worried about. If it sounds like I'm an angry little gremlin, just really angry, I'm the nerd that I don't want my precious Bayonetta to have DLC. Please, no. Video games are the worst. The sucks. No, come on. Look, I'm just a Chad that just want to sit back and relax and play these games without having to worry about throwing in the money to get more stuff. I just want to unlock stuff, you know, my own way without swiping a card, you know? I don't want that. I just want to enjoy the full experience without the need of having to connect online. The thing about these DLC paywalls is also the risk of these things getting delisted from the store. Because imagine one day in the future, it's going to happen. The eShop is going to end up closing. And if you didn't buy whatever DLC costumes come out, well, you're out of luck. You're not going to be able to get those costumes anymore. Let me see. You misinterpreted. What do you mean I misinterpreted? I would like to see what you mean by me misinterpreting. The costumes will not be... Well, you don't know that as much as I don't know that. The game says it'll have in-game purchases. What does that mean? What are we going to be purchasing? You can't tell me, oh, it refers to just going to Rodin shop and buying stuff. If that was the case, they wouldn't need to specify that, because it's a common thing in video games for you to go to a store and buy stuff. I certainly want to hear your side of the story, or your point of view on this. Do I like the box art? Box art is fine. I think it's cool. It looks great. I got no real ill will against it. It's a very different looking game that feels more deadlier. And it's like, yeah, it's going to have that blood red look to it. I like it. It's Bayonetta posing in front of a moon. You really can't go wrong with that. Look, I'm a chill dude overall, okay? I'm a very chill dude. There's not a lot that really pisses me off because... I mean, I know I'm saying that ironically because Bayonetta 2 does piss me off, but believe me when I tell you, I'm a 40-year-old gamer. I don't have time to get mad at these things. If Bayonetta 3 ends up not having the things that I like, I'm probably just going to put it aside and just focus on other things. But I hope that's not what really happens, you know what I mean? Maybe it will be online. Well, then it should specify that it'll be online, not in-game purchases. In fact, ESRB has a specific rating that refers to games that have online function. It's called user interactivity. In fact, at one point, ESRB used to say game features online play. But now they don't say that because that's a typical thing for a lot of games to have. So they just removed that. And in the fine text, it says game supports online. That is not at all what in-game purchases is trying to say. Don't even try to misinterpret it like that. Sorry, dude, but I have to call BS on that claim. It says in-game purchases because they are indeed intending for this game to have DLC. And it says the game is single player? Oh, that's a shame. Oh boy, I'm really hoping that it gets multiplayer somewhere along the way. Because the second game had a multiplayer, why would they remove that in the third game? Watch that be the DLC, actually. The DLC will be the multiplayer mode. And it better be free. For their sake, I hope it's free. If not, I'm going to be voicing my opinion. I'm going to be angry about this, but there really isn't much I can do. Because in the end, I'm just one tiny little guy in a pool of Bayonetta fans that are just going to consume all the products, you know? I know I'm sounding like a downer right now, but believe me when I tell you that I am excited for what Bayonetta 3 is going to have. I'm certain that Bayonetta 3 is going to be a fantastic game. But there are just a few things that I have to be concerned about, and a lot of people don't seem to be focusing on that stuff. That's what worries me. People seem to be a-okay with this, and they're using DMC5 as an example. They're going to say, oh, maybe the DLC will refer to the microtransactions where you buy red orbs, or in this case, you just gotta use real money to buy Halo. That's still scummy practice. Yes, you can ignore that. You can ignore microtransactions and just get the things the normal way. But it's still scummy practice that's even there in the first place. That means that they're trying to prey on the players that will accidentally, put down money, or maybe not even accidentally. Maybe players will be so frustrated that they're willing to put down like $20 to get everything right from the get-go. This is an arcade action game. The whole idea is to be rewarded for playing well. You're going to tell me that now you can just be rewarded for being rich? What kind of example is it trying to set for all these kinds of players? You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with DLC for new characters. Like what they did with Virgil. Virgil being added into DMC5 through DLC on the PC was a great addition. I got no ill will towards that, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be concerned about this stuff. Nobody seems to be concerned about this. I feel like I'm the only douchebag saying, no, man, this DLC is rubbing me the wrong way, you know? I'm certain there's people on this in this chat room that are on my side. Thank you very much. I am very happy that you guys understand my point of view. I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just trying to be I'm trying to be reserved, you know? When I was in the raccoon board and people started speculating DLC, people got excited. They're like, oh my god, a new campaign? But it's like, how will there be a new campaign if the, like, oh my god. I really hope they don't do this shit where they add a campaign on the first day when the game comes out. Day one DLC is just garbage. I'm hoping that's not the case. Again, I'm probably overreacting. I'm assuming so many things early on, but I have to focus on that little message. In-game purchases kind of spells red flag. Anyway, whatever. I've already deviated like into that subject, so I just want to talk about one more thing. When I was on Twitter, I asked people to post memes regarding Bayonetta 3, and I'm going to see if I can find some of these memes to share before it's time for me to go to bed. Let's see. Unfortunately, not a lot of people even shared memes, so there really isn't going to be much. But let's see. I guess I can end it on this picture, because not a lot of people sent me a lot of memes. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. No bitches? I love how this no bitches meme seems to always creep back in the silliest ways. It's funny as shit, you know? Let's see. Let me go on to Discord for a second and see if people have posted stuff in the Ask Your Mom if she's shit posting. Look at this. Careful who you make fun of in school. Then and then now. Oh, that's great. Here's John looking all skittly. Actually, I'm surprised nobody posted that picture of like the ribbon Skittles that people make with the wrappers. I'm almost certain someone will try to cosplay with a dress like that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Trying to find any real pictures here. Unfortunately, there really isn't a lot that I can share. Nah. Anyway, I can't really show you too much of my Discord channel, so there you go. Well, I'm sorry for ending the stream on a downer, but yeah, I just needed to voice my opinion here. So enjoy this no bitches meme. This is a great picture. I love it a lot. It's hilarious as hell. But I want to bring up one more thing. Just one more thing. Since the game is coming out in October, I've decided that in the following month, I'm going to start streaming Bayonetta 1 and 2 all over again. I'm going to do a brand new Let's Play for those games, playing the game from beginning to end with the complete storyline. Back when I did my original Let's Play for Bayonetta 1, it was a very amateur Let's Play. It's the worst Let's Play I've ever done. Looking back at that Let's Play that I did for Bayonetta 1, I cringe at all the stupid jokes that I made back in those days. So this time, I want to make a brand new commentary that feels way more fulfilling, where I actually go into details explaining the strategies, the tricks that I do, all that sort of thing. And for Bayonetta 2, I unfortunately left my Bayonetta 2 Let's Play completely incomplete. Like, I stopped halfway through mainly because I lost interest in playing Bayonetta 2. But that's also because it's a lot of hard work editing the video, because these Let's Plays weren't streams, they were edited videos. So I think that by doing a stream, it'll be much easier for me to just play the game and not worry about having to do much editing. So yeah, be on the lookout. I will definitely be going back to playing Bayonetta 1 and 2, doing a full commentary and explaining everything about the game series that I know very much about. So hopefully you guys will be willing to watch that. And for those of you who have stuck around to this very end, I thank you all so very, very much. Thank you for tuning in to this stream. I don't ask for a lot. I know for a fact that I'm not a very popular Bayonetta streamer or content creator. Like, I'm not the greatest Bayonetta fan out there in terms of like recognition. Like, I know Raccoon is bigger than me. I know Yoshesk is more popular than me. And I know Creative Handle is much more creative than I am. I'm just a little joker that just throws out these things because I enjoy, you know, showcasing my finger plays and whatnot. But yeah, I do thank you all so much for sticking around. You guys are the best. I love you all so much. I love each and every single one of you, especially you. I love you. Hold on. I really do love each and every single one of you. You guys are the best, all right? I love you, I love you, and I love you. Especially you. You know who. No, not you, not you. No, sit back down, sit back down. Anyway, I'm going to get going now. You guys have a wonderful night, a wonderful day, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful time. You guys will tune in for the future, right? Hopefully you guys do. Until then, stay wonderful. Hold on. We got to do it the right way. Stay wonderful.